Good morning, everyone. This is Bremster, and I'm continuing my playthrough of Satisfactory. Now, I'm going to load my previous game, and you'll see, as I said at the end of the previous session, when I saved a session 5, I've actually done about another 40 minutes. But in that 40 minutes, I was actually AFK for most of it. I'm actually in exactly the same spot I was at the end of the last session. But what I've done is I've let time run so that all the production lines have had a chance to produce stuff. Now, I did not just stay in that spot. I actually did spend some time running around gathering biomass. So I've gathered some leaves and I have generated some more solid biomass so I could run some fuel up to the solid biomass up here. So there's probably not a lot left in the container, but these production lines are all slowly filling up. Like this is probably, this is slowly getting stuff up. And I will keep collecting so that these will continue to fuel for quite a while. And that's the point, to keep these fueling for quite a while. Now, this is the first session I've gone into in a while where I don't really have much of a plan, except for the fact that what I'm thinking is what I probably should do is think about a way of exploiting all of this iron here. So I think there's 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I can possibly extract all of this iron onto a couple of belts, what I want to do is actually start making, this is just an absolute hodgepodge because I didn't know what I was doing. But there's this part assembly thing. So I actually selected part assembly. So let's do that. So let's get 200 cable out. I want iron rods. Well, iron plates are the first one I'm going to come across, which are here. So let's grab a couple of stacks of iron plates. Here's where my iron rods... here's where my iron rods are being turned into screws. So I can grab a stack of screws. And then my iron rods, I think, are ending up here, where I can grab a couple of 100 iron rods. And then I can come over here and I can finish the part assembly milestone. It's possible I can do some others as well, but I want 200 cable, 200 iron rods, 500 screws, and 300 iron plates. And that allows me to launch off the pod. And here goes the pod.
Milestone reached. The assembler can produce more complex parts, including the first project part, smart plating, which is crucial for initiating project assembly. Project parts must be delivered to the space elevator. By completing your contracted duties as part of project assembly, you will definitely be helping achieve Fix-It company goals without any other ulterior motive. Note: humans cannot craft project parts. Do not worry about your inadequate crafting skill when compared to an assembler. Fix-It cherishes your innate human abilities, such as walking, striking objects, and commodifying natural resources.
Now, I possibly actually want to finish all of these, except I don't know how to make rotors. Now, rotors come from iron rods and screws. So this is another one where I potentially, what did I actually just get? Part assembly gave me the assembler. It can be automated by feeding component parts via conveyor belts. So this is where I can feed 2 different items in and get them back. I can make copper sheet now. What makes copper sheet? It's just copper ingots. So I wonder if I've got room over here. Actually, I would kind of want to automate it, but I've kind of not left myself enough room. This is where I'm learning I've been very, very silly. I needed to leave more room for things. Because it's hard to move stuff. Yeah, I don't know what I need copper sheet for yet. But so I got the ability to make copper sheet. I got the ability to make rotors, which come from their industrial parts. They're from rods and screws. So this is part of the iron concept. So I think I've got hog parts, don't I? But anyway, oh, power shards. Now, I did notice there was something. Is it O? Parts. Power shards. Power slug mucus compressed into solid crystal-like shard. I did notice this while I was investigating stuff as well. So these are the things that I can make. Buildings. Oh my lord, so much stuff. But, so rotors are things that I want to include in the iron production. So this is why I'm thinking what I might want to do is make new iron. Although I could make a bunch of copper sheets because I've got all of this copper just sitting here. So what I could potentially do is just in the short term, I assume it gets built in a constructor. So I could just stick a constructor here. This is just a short-term thing. Connect that to that. Get this to make copper sheet. Give it its own power pole. What do you mean no empty line connect? Oh. And then that's going the wrong way. Where'd that connect up? Okay, I've done something terribly wrong here. Oh, is that the output? That's the input. Ah, that's where I've gone wrong. And then I'll put another storage container there for now. Oh Lord, I am so bad at this. I need to wake up today. And now we've got copper sheets coming into there. Okay, great. Now, and that can go away. Okay, so that's not ideal, but it's going to start burning this copper, which is fine. Now, what I'm thinking I want to do is I do want to collect more biomass, but while I'm doing that, what I'm thinking I want to do is, because I've got all of this iron over there, so the iron is over there where my targeting reticule is, I possibly want to look at this area to start building a new iron factory. Because what I could do is I could bring the iron oh, okay. This thing burns so much fuel. Okay, let's grab all of it. And then in here, if we sort it, we'll put those in. Now, but this area, I should be able to make a new iron production on foundations. So if I bring the iron from over there up to here, say, then what I should be able to do is build an iron factory here. Can I actually clear this out? And that should give me room to expand in a large area. Now the high point seems to be about here. So what I might do is start the factory here and then do the feeding belts from here. So what I probably want to do is lay first foundation there. And then if I change to Zoop mode, if I go in that direction, over to here, I've gone the wrong way. Yeah, I've gone the wrong way. I wanted to sort of come up here-ish. Oh, here's not bad. Yeah, here's not bad. That's terrible. But I could potentially use this as the point to bring things up. Yeah, this isn't too bad. I could bring it around either here or up here. That's not too bad. And then if I put I might be able to build a ramp there, although just using a vertical is not terrible. Because what I then want to do, if I use a 4 meter here, although I like the aesthetic look of 2 meters stacked, I really do. Now, is that low enough? No. So what I want to do is that. Followed by that. And then I actually think I want to remove those, so I've got a way of moving underneath. Getting up on this is a bit of a pain. But this is part of my factory floor. Now, I don't know how big I need my factory floor to be. So I kind of want to start it here. Man, all of a sudden this area feels way smaller. Like, it felt huge until I started building. Oh, I'm out of concrete. I'm now making copper sheets as well. This area felt huge until I started building the platform, at which point it feels tiny. Because I wanted to be able to build a whole bunch of machines. But this feels like it's not going to be anywhere near big enough. This area feels so small now that I'm actually building. Why is it stopped there? Okay, this is a big platform. Is this going to be big enough to do all of the iron stuff I want? Because it may not, but we'll find out. Now I'm going to need to run multiple belts because each of those run 30 and the belts only carry so if I build conveyor lift there and run that. That's not where I wanted it. I think that's what I wanted, although that may not be high enough. And this is where I need to build a ramp or something. Is that high enough? No. That should be. No, that's the same. Is it that? Now that seems too high. I think I've got my elevations wrong. Oh well, whatever. Is that right? I think so. Oh, that's backwards. Oh, this is such a pain. So that'll allow me to bring iron up. To this platform. I'm mostly going to come from this direction. I'm still going to try and build a ramp here. These look terrible, but I'm less worried about them looking terrible. Why is that drifting? Stop drifting. Why was it drifting? Whatever. So that's given me a belt that will come, if I can feed it into there, up to here onto the platform. And I can then start doing iron production. Now, what I'm going to end up wanting to do is moving my hub and everything over here, because most of the map, if I look at the map, is in this direction, I believe. So what I'm going to, although there's a lot over there as well, but what I'm going to do is I want to move the MAM or the hub and everything over there. So I'm going to want to run the storage lines along here, have the production running this way, I think. So I'll end up probably removing this ramp, but have the production running this way with some leeway, and then probably have the storage over here at the end for all of the stuff. I think that's what I want to do. Man, I am bad at this. And then I need to figure out what I need to produce. I mean, but let's get some iron coming up here. Oh, actually, I probably need to have 3 belts, don't I? Well, I think I could fit 3 belts through here and 3 of these. Because I eventually want to use this iron as well. Although I will be unlocking Mark II belts soon, so that will potentially fix that problem. Because I think I saw something about Mark II belts being able to carry more stuff. So Conveyor Belt Mark II transports 120 resources per minute. Oh, and I'd have to upgrade my conveyor lifts as well. But that's okay. Well, what do I need to unlock that? Reinforced iron plate, concrete, rods, and plates. Well, I can probably do that. So if I select that milestone, I mean, I've got enough reinforced iron plates, but I can craft some more. What makes modular frames? So I need to make reinforced iron plates. Then I need from reinforced iron plates to make modular frames. So there's something else to add to the list. But I need some more concrete, although I think I've probably got enough. I've got enough. I need rods, which I think are here. Yep, so let's grab some rods. That gives me more than enough rods. And then I need plates. And this is the thing, all my storage is all over the place. But I can grab those. Let's grab another stack. And then I can give those, I can give the concrete, I can give the rods, I can give more rods, and I can give more plates. And I can launch that off.
Milestone reached. Fixit would like to remind you of your contractual obligation towards efficiency. Recreational use of belts and lifts does not count towards work hours and will put you on the list. Stay efficient, don't disappoint Fixit.
Now, does that mean these are upgradable? You need reinforced iron plates for 2. Which I'm not making. Well, let's just get this running with the 2. And what I want to then start doing is making the stuff that I'm already making. Although, how do I do this? I need to come up with a better plan for this. This feels tiny. I feel like I'm doing this wrong. I think I actually want to expand out in this direction. Although I'm going to want some room over here to do the copper as well. Because I'm going to eventually want to move my copper factory from over there, run the copper over here, and have the copper stuff also merging, because I'm going to have to merge the copper with the iron at some point. I feel I'm going to be so bad at this. Yeah, I've got my ramp in the way. I don't know how big I need to make this. I think I'm both over and under reacting. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is start making iron plates. Well, the first thing I would need to do is get the iron up here. So let's... So we've got the belts coming out to... Actually, that's a good question. Where are they coming out to? There. Can I run those out a little further? Not easily. So I need to build the towers. let's run another foundation out. And then I need to build the lift up to here. Building these lifts is quite... I'm finding building these lifts is quite tricky. So what I probably need to do is build a foundation. Is that underneath it? Can't tell. I'd say it is. Alright, let's try this. And this is the problem, I can't see. I mean, it's not clean. In fact, it's terrible. Maybe what I can do is build a lookout tower. And then build those. And then dismantle the lookout tower, which causes me to take falling damage. Are they neat? No. Are they functional? Yes. Neat will come with more practice. So the question now becomes, if I put a 1 meter foundation here, how do I lower that down? I just build 2 and then I remove that one. And then I run 1 meter foundations in that direction. Can I then run? Am I going to need a ramp? The answer is probably. So what I might need to do, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put another 1 meter foundation there. And then I'm going to put a 1 meter ramp there. And now this should just run. Now this is going to stop my easy ability to run. Actually, I think I zipped this too far. So I'm going to get rid of those two. I'm then going to run my 1 meter foundation that way. And then I might just ramp down. Put that ramp in the wrong place. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to... First thing I'm going to do is start a new power connector. And I'm going to build a miner here. A miner here. A miner here. And a miner here. I'm probably going to need to turn on more power, but I can do that because apparently, and I may have mentioned this last session, apparently the way it works and now the biomass is from the leaves is just going to go straight into solid biofuel. But yeah, I think I need to turn on more power for this. But apparently this will be okay, because apparently what it does is it only consumes power if it needs to. So I'm going to turn these ones on. Could be wrong about that, at which point I'm wasting fuel. No, I don't want wood in there. I don't want wood in there. What I want was the solid biofuel. But I want to hold on to some of it. What I can do, and this is something I learned, although it's a little bit fiddly now, is I can actually come down here and I can craft the wood into biomass, and then I can insert the biomass into the production. What I eventually want to do though, is I want to change this. So this is being fed from down here, and down here I have a leaves and a wood production facility into solid biomass. So produce leaves into biomass, wood into biomass, biomass into solid biomass, and have that automatically feed up there. That's what I'd like to do. That might come soon. But how much cable and stuff do I have? Some. Good. So I then want a power cable for this one. And I may actually move this power cable to here. And then connect that to there and that to there. That to there and that to there. Then I pulled another power cable, which I connect that to there and that to there. And then I build another power cable, which I connect from that to there and that to there. And that powers up all of those. And actually I can quickly check my power. I'm fine. But then what I want to do is I want to put a merger. I'm sure everyone is going, "You're doing this so badly, Bremster." It's like, you're probably true. I want to put a merger there. And then I can feed this into there. And that wow, okay, maybe not. Why not? Why can't I feed that? I am missing iron plates. This is a fixable problem. That into there. And then this will be one of the conveyor belts. Up onto onto this ramp. Then I do this again where I put a merger here. That's not what I wanted. That might do it though. Why is it bending at the end? I don't want it to bend at the end. Neat looking belts are not a problem for me right now. I don't actually care that much. I am missing more iron plates. And what I'm hoping will happen now is we will start getting iron. So the first thing I need to do is smelt the iron. Now, how much do the smelters do actually? That's a good question. $30 per minute. So I need 2 smelters per... So I need 4 smelters. So what I'm going to do... So I need to build 4 smelters that are going to come off this. Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a problem. I don't know that I'm going to have room to grow, although I could grow out in this area. I do have heaps of room. I could just keep expanding this. So this iron factory is going to be bad. It's going to be a bad iron factory, but it is my first. But I need 4 smelters. So this line is going to have to split to 2, and this line is going to have to split to 2. So if I go to production, smelter, and I put a smelter there, and there, and there, and there. Now I do want room for 2 more smelters for when I run the other iron up. So what I'm going to do is take some damage. Is I'm actually going to build another one there and there. But I'm not going to use them yet. Have I left enough room for all of the... I don't think I have. So I think I'm going back up. I I'm a noob. I should leave more room than I think I'd need. So yeah, I'm going to leave more room than I think I need. So I'm going to put a smelter there. And a smelter there. I think they're lined up. Smelter there. And a smelter there. Yeah, it's kind of hard to see now. And a smelter here. And a smelter here. They're not perfectly positioned, but you know what? It gives me a little bit of a corridor to run through. And hopefully now I've left enough that what I can do is... This is the belt I'll upgrade. Because I'm going to upgrade one of these belts to a Mark II at some point, if I can figure out how to do that. But at the moment, what I want to do is I want to organize, logistics, I want to put a splitter on. Which goes like here. Actually, I think I need to move that further away. Because, yeah, I still may not have left enough room. I really can't see which is the directions, because everything is kind of weird. Because what I want to do is have that... Yeah, this is not... I've really messed this up. I think I need to leave a lot more room. Like, a lot more room. Because I'm not good at this. The other option is I actually have the lines run up the side and I smelt. This is tiny. I have no idea how I'm going to get enough room to do all this. Oops, didn't mean to remove those foundations. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to build, like, because I'm terrible at this, I'm going to, like, leave so much room for the smelters, it's not funny. There's the first set of 2. And they even might be too close together. But I'm then going to do another set of 2 with a slight gap. I'm going to leave another gap and do another set of 2, if I can. Hard to be accurate at this distance. Take some even more damage. Now I do need to run power up here. But that shouldn't be too hard. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to piggyback off the power directly. So I'm going to build a power pole. Here. And I'm going to connect that to that. So now there's power coming up here. So they all have power if they want them. Now, for this, I want to build a splitter. Are these still too close together? Oh, my lord. These might still be too close together. Okay, I need to start all of this from scratch, and I'm not going to do it this session. Okay, so I've made a mistake here, and the thing I need to do, I'm going to get rid of all of these power poles. And I need to make these, I need to space these out further, but I've got the iron coming up. And the thing I need to do is space these out better. Maybe I need more foundations along here. So can I... What happens if I build along there? Is that actually valid as well? A creature is in the way. Yeah, that actually gives me more space. So I am going to be able to build more of this. But this is just for the smelting. This doesn't even include all the construction I need to do. This is going to be huge. But I'm probably going to have to build out over all of this, which is fine. It's supposed to be a big factory game. But this feels huge, and I've seen some other people's factories, and this is not huge. But this first line is going to do the smelting. And then this is going to be the basis of where I do my iron. I may end up doing my copper down here, but I am going to want to filter everything together somewhere. Is this clever? Probably not. But how do you learn how to do things? By trying and failing. So these are all too close together. So I am going to, it's picked up foundations again, which I can put back in. Yeah, so I have got more to do. How do I get this creature out of the way? Move. So yes, the first step is going to be to build a row of smelters that works, and we'll go from there. But I've got the iron from the new 4 locations coming up to here, and we'll see how all of that goes. Yeah, but one thing I might do... No, I'm just going to end it here, I think. Actually, I'm not a fan of this, so what I'm going to do is I am going to come into the build menu. I'm going to go to foundations. I'm going to go to a 4-meter foundation, and I'm going to build... Not there. I'm going to come into a 4-meter foundation. 4-meter foundation. I'm going to build vertical And I am going to build there. And that way it looks like it's got some support. I don't need support everywhere, but over here we've got the support because it's coming up and that's where the feed is coming in, and it looks like there's a little bit of support here. But I can still run through and get to my ramp. Okay, so work to do. Lots and lots of work to do. But I'm producing stuff. Actually, this is something I should do. Is I should come over here and see what is it that I can do next. Probably the resource sink. 400, 500, 200, 200. I could probably kick this off. Because apparently this is an important thing and I don't know how it works. So I want a stack of concrete. I should have kicked off the milestone. I want 500 wire. I've got wire. See, this is now in the way of me running everything, but I do have lots of iron coming through, but I can get the 500 wire, and we're still producing wire, which is fine. I need iron plates, which come from here. And as we can see, my iron plates are filling up. That's good. And I need iron rods. Now, iron rods are being turned into screws here, and I'm getting lots of screws. People told me I would need lots of screws, and here's my iron rods. So I'm producing stuff now, which is great. So it's all starting to happen. So there's my concrete, there's my wire, there's my rods, and there's my plates, but I need more plates. There's my plates. And I can launch that off.
Milestone
and in here
reached.
I've got...
You have been given access to the anti-waste effort for stress testing of materials on Exoplanet's bonus program, also known as Awesome. Your awesome input allows Fixit to comprehend our amazing universe more clearly. In appreciation of this, we have generously set up an internal, closed economy with exclusive rewards and currency. Directing parts of varying quantity and complexity into the Awesome Resource Sink will grant Fixit coupons. These coupons can be redeemed in the Awesome Shop for highly desirable items such as new foundations, walls, factory attachments, cosmetics, parts, and more.
Okay.
Next time you have additional resources, just remember to go that extra kilometer. Go awesome.
And now I'm fueling my factory better as well. So all of that is happening. So I'm going to end my session here on my platform, which is where I need to do a lot. So this is where I'm going to try and unkink my iron. But I have all of this iron coming in that I was ignoring before. So that's a start. And is this a clever way of getting it up here? Probably not. Okay. Save game. Must remember to save the game. And we'll call this session 6. And now we exit to main menu. Thank you everyone for watching. This was a lot of fun. I hope you enjoyed this session. And as always, good luck exploiting the planet. Bye everyone.